No sooner did they enter than an all too familiar noise sounded from their left wrists. The detonators had activated. Junpei looked back at only once and saw Lotus and Clover on the other side of the closing door.
No.
Bye. They stood still, stopped where they had been when Sana reached the red. The defeat and desperation on their faces tore at Junpei's heart. Then the door closed and they were gone. Now where's the dead?
You son of a bitch, Junpei! This isn't fair!
Shut up, Sana. Sana rounded on Junpei, lightning crackling in his eyes and his knuckles white.
Do you realize what you just did? You leave them out there, and they can't...
Shut it! That's enough!
Yeah, really. It hadn't been Junpei that spoke, but Seven.
We gotta find the dead or none of this is gonna matter!
Exactly. The clock was ticking. The dead was the only chance at survival. Unless they could find it and deactivate their detonators, the four of them would be.
We got less than a minute left! No time for screwing around! Get moving!
Damn it! You and I are not done yet, bastard!
They scattered and began to scour the room. The deactivation device was nowhere to be found.
Where the hell is it?
Corridors stretching out in three directions, but everyone was blocked off by a wall of metal. There was only one way out. One other door.
Over there! It's gotta be behind the door!
Seven ran to the door, a rusty iron thing. His large hands grabbed the hold of the handle and pulled it. It was a push door.
Damn, it's pitch dark inside.
Can't see a thing!
Junpei stuck his head around the door and looked around the room.
No, wait!
Almost immediately, he spotted the blinking red light on the right wall.
I found it! The dead's right over here!
He stepped into the room.
Ugh.
Oh, God. That's right.
What?
Oh, God. The dead's in here?
The floor's slippery!
Gross. He stopped and glanced down at his feet. What was?
Hey! What the hell are you doing?
There's something...
It's not important.
Get over there!
Junpei felt Seven's heavy hand against his back and stumbled across the room. The other three piled in behind him. They all felt immediately that something was wrong. Nothing that could be easily identified, only a sense that something terrible shared the room with them. But there was no time to say
Quick!
so.
Get to the dead!
They all started running. In the dark, it was hard to tell where the wall was. All they could see was the tiny red light blinking at them over and over.
There it is!
In quick succession, they all slammed their heads against the scanner panel. Gross. God, it feels nice to be still alive. Seven leaned against the wall, gulping air as his breathing began to return to normal. He glanced at his left wrist and grunted.
It stopped. It stopped.
Junpei could hear him laughing in the dark, but could barely make out the large man's face.
I don't think I'll ever get used to doing this.
Hell no.
What the...
The sound of retching came from Sana's direction.
What the hell is this smell? This is vile. I'm gonna puke.
So desperate had they been in the race to the dead that no one noticed the horrible smell that pervaded the room. It was a terrible, nauseating stench, like burnt and rotten meat. Adrenaline had drowned it out, but now it rolled over Junpei in waves, forcing itself into his nose with every breath he took.
Oh, you're right. Oh, this is...
He felt his stomach clench and bile rising up in his throat.
Let's get the lights on first. There's a switch over here.
The light that spilled in from the door barely illuminated a small switch plate next to the door. Slowly, with the toll of the last few minutes apparent in his gait, Seven walked toward it. Gate? One of those? He stopped as he got close and extended his fingers toward the switch.
Okay, guys, I'm flipping it on.
That was the soft click of the light came on. Just as the light turned on, June took it in a short breath and... A scream echoed through the room. Junpei's breath stopped in his throat. His heart had ceased to beat. Time froze. His mind scrambled to make sense of what he saw before.
What?
Hey. Oh, this is...
What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body sat in the pool, blood like tiny islands in a great red sea. A vast ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilled out of it like fresh spaghetti. Small chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and had become stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat had left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall even as they dried to it.
Looks like an explosion.
Seven's voice was low and strained.
Just like the Knife Man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gut.
Oh god. The bone is coming out of his left arm.
It's definitely an open fracture.
Shut up, Santa. It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful. His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had split open, exposing the painfully white bone of his ulna. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in
The
pieces.
face is the worst.
Yeah, you can't even tell who it is.
Half of his head was simply collapsed. The blood coating almost made it look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. Ugh. His clothes too were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping, and the gray slacks.
But the clothes are...
They were all familiar to Junpei.
Is that... Snake?
Santa's voice wavered as he spoke, his mouth dry.
Oh my god.
Finally, Junpei spoke.
Why did this happen?
Wow, she's fucking flipping out. Suddenly, June was screaming, her voice broken. It was eerie. It was an eerie scream full of insanity and not entirely human.
No!
You okay there?
No!
That's the answer if she's okay. She shook her head violently and grabbed fistful of her own hair. Please don't start pulling your hair out. Junpei could hear the sound of hair tearing. Oh, never mind. She is pulling it out.
Stop! Calm down.
Calm down. You're gonna, like, go fucking mental. He grabbed her from her... He grabbed for her wrist.
Hey!
Hey, stop it. But as he did, June leapt up and ran toward the exit.
Please! Get me out of here! You have to let me out of here!
She screamed at the door and her fist slammed against it with a hollow sound. Junpei could see drops of blood on her knuckles.
Why are you doing these horrible things to us? What did we do to deserve this?
What the fuck is up with her?
June.
She screamed again, a desperate, mindless cry. Her fist flailed against the door.
Get me out of here! Please! Please, just let me out!
She's fucking crazy.
June.
Junpei couldn't watch anymore. He ran to June and wrapped his arms around her, pulling the screaming girl away from the door.
Calm down.
No! Get off of me! Let me go! Let me go!
Please, calm down.
Calm the fuck down, bitch. She scrambled for a moment, her legs skittering across the floor, but her resistance didn't last long. As suddenly as her outburst had begun, it was over, the manic energy disappearing, and her body went limp in Junpei's arms. June collapsed toward the floor, and Junpei knelt down with her. He felt drops of something warm and wet. Was she crying? A moment later, she began to sob. Her shoulders shook, and great hot tears rolled down her face like rain.
We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be alright, June. It's going to be okay, Connie.
Her name was a whisper.
I'll be here with you, okay?
She nodded once.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Her trembling voice pulled at Junpei's heart. He stroked her hair gently. Her face was close to her. The scent of her hair was nostalgic. That's not what's important, dude.
Do you feel better?
Yes, but I'd like to stay here. For a little while, at least.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Jumpy's body is so warm.
Thank you. Several minutes passed before June's tears had dried. Seven and Sane are just looking around the room awkwardly. Junpei stood up. He bent down and put his arms under June's, helping her to her feet. They didn't speak. Neither did Seven or Santa. A person was dead. They had died in that room in a terrible way. Junpei knew there was no way he could make himself forget that. There was no way any of them could forget it, but mourning would do no good. They spread out to search the room, but each felt as if their heart was made of lead.
We better get to it.
Time to find a way out of this room. Damn. LLR. These letters written in blood. LLR, do you think they might be some sort of dying message from Snake? No, that's impossible. You saw the body, you aren't doing anything after something like that happens to you. Then this. The way the blood's dried tells you it's real old. Whoever's blood this is, it ain't Snake's. Then you're saying this blood was put here a long time ago? Yeah. Weird. Light switch. That's where we came in. I guess it's not locked, but there ain't really any point. All that's out there is numbered door. Can't go back through the numbered door even if we wanted to. Chunks of pinkish meat are splattered across the floor. Snake, why did this happen to you? Damn, I just can't. Toilet paper. Thank you. Wooden box. There's something in here. Luminol. A broom. Junpei reached for the broom. As he grabbed it, he heard a soft voice from behind him. It was June.
The rabbit hutch.
Huh?
The what? He turned around. June still looked sadly pale, but there was a smile on her face.
Oh, you just reminded me of it. The rabbit hutch, I mean.
How did I remind you of something like that?
Jumpy and the broom. You're always playing around with the broom in front of the rabbit hutch.
I was.
Don't you remember?
No. Junpei stared at the broom in his hand.
You mean, you don't remember that summer either?
Oh my god. Let me guess, something important happened and it's like, oh my god, I'm so depressed you don't remember it. She looked very sad. He shook his head.
Of course I remember. How could I forget something like that? It was terrible.
They were in the 6th grade. Junpei and June had been assigned to take care of the classroom pets, the rabbits. Their chief duty was to clean the hutches every morning. On the final day of school before summer vacation began, Junpei overslept. He rushed to school and found June standing in front of the rabbit hutches. No sooner had Junpei arrived than June began to cry. He had no idea why until he looked behind her into the rabbit hutch. The first thing he saw was blood. Fuck! The hutch was filled with dead bodies of the rabbits. Oh, that's fucked up. Even after their teachers and friends came to see what their commotion was, June couldn't stop crying.
I just kept crying and crying until you came over. You held my hand, and you looked very serious, and you said, "Don't cry. I'm gonna catch the person who did this." After you told me that, I finally stopped crying.
Well, the real fun started after you quit crying.
Oh, whoa, whoa. What kind of fun are we talking here, Junpei?
You told me we were gonna catch the killer together.
Oh. June smiled and a little of the flush of life returned to her cheeks.
Then we decided that we'd ambush them.
Yeah, I remember.
The school also kept roosters and guinea pigs. Junpei and June had decided the murderer would likely return to finish off the rest of the animals. They would ambush the killer at night. Junpei and June hid behind the hutch at dusk and waited. It was a warm summer night. It was the quiet sound of crickets whispered through the air. As the sun went down, the stars began to wink at them from the sky. And June's, Akane Kuroshiki's face. The night was something. Junpei knew that night was something Junpei knew he would never forget as long as he lived.
But the murderer never showed up. We waited for them all summer vacation, and they never showed up.
Yeah, but the animals didn't get attacked either. I think all that work amounted to something, you know?
He'd felt the same way, but it was good to hear her say.
Although, you know, if you think about it, we were probably taking on a lot more than we could handle.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if they killed an animal, they probably had some form of weapon. She looked up at him, confused.
Come on, We were just kids. If whoever killed the rabbits had actually showed up, they probably would have had a knife or something.
Well, he would have said, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, you must have been pretty worried, right?
I wasn't worried. Because you were there with me.
Oh my god. She blushed furiously.
Well, you know, no one else wanted to take care of the animals.
Clearly embarrassed, she tried desperately to change the subject.
I was the only one who asked to do it at first.
Yeah, well, boys don't really want to bother with taking care of animals, you know?
Well, yeah, but you asked to do it after I did, didn't you?
Yeah, I wonder why. Come on. Writing on the wall, it's not because he cared about the animals.
If it wasn't the rabbits, they were gonna make me do something else. You know how that school was. I figured it'd be better if I was working with somebody who wasn't too much of a loudmouth, right?
Yeah, that's what you thought.
Somebody who wasn't gonna tell on me if I felt like blowing it off.
Really? That's why you volunteered?
Junpei, stop putting your foot in your fucking mouth.
Yeah, it is.
He nodded quickly, much too earnestly, and then quickly looked away at something very important.
Really?
Of course.
That hadn't been the reason, of course. He had asked to take care of the rabbits so that he could be near June. But it had been so long ago he couldn't bring himself to tell her that how he'd felt back then. And fucking grow a pair. It would be embarrassing. Grow a fucking pair. Dude. He took a quick breath to clear his mind, tossed the broom up, and then snatched it out of the air.
Well, we don't really have time to be walking down memory lane like this, you know? We've got to figure out a way out of this room. Otherwise...
Yes. I'm gonna look over there.
Bye. June nodded curtly, then turned and walked away.
I should get back to it myself. Ah! That's right. The pool of blood.
Ugh. Junpei turned around and looked at the room, at Snake's body. Chunks of flesh and organs still lay on the floor.
Going on and on about old times right next to a corpse? What were we doing? Well, maybe it was because we're in this mess.
Despite such a situation, or perhaps because of it, the mind turned to the farthest thing from death that it could find. Still, Junpei couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt at wanting so desperately to live when Snake lay dead before him.
I have to survive, no matter the cost. I need to make sure she gets out too.
As he stared at the lumps of blackened flesh, all Junpei could think of was how much he wanted to live. Broom. Bucket. Take it, literally everything. Toilet paper? The dividing wall that separates the toilets. No, I don't care about the dividing wall. There's some toilet paper on the shelf. Can I take that? It's a water tank for the toilet. I've seen a lot of OC guys try and hide a piece in there in something like this. Usually for a 187 or something. Guess they think it's clever. Don't know when they'll figure out somebody else thinks it's clever too. Everybody else. Huh? I mean, I know piece, but what's OC? If I could actually scroll back in the text, I would actually tell. OC in the context of police work. Someone. I don't know. Off the top of my head. Organized crime. Oh, mafia. Mob. All those people. Gangs. Wasn't that... Is that some kind of police slang? Huh? Oh, probably. Huh? What did I say? Why does he look all sad now? It's not really important right now, guys. I'd be asking... Yeah, 187. It's a calling a crime. I don't know what a 187 is. I have probably like some... probably like gun, shots, something. I don't know. I don't know what a 187 is. Someone will look it up and tell me probably. Let's check this out, alright? Well, he's not wasting any time. Oh, screwdriver. The toilet's tank. It doesn't look like all the pipes are supposed to take water to it are working. Hey, isn't that there's something in there? You see it? Yeah, grab my screwdriver. Next. Anything in here? What do you think this is? Looks like tar. It's kind of sticky. I don't think you can just wipe it off. I doubt just pouring water on it's going to help much either. What about hot water? Hot water? If we had some really hot water, like boiling hot, then maybe that would wash it off. Okay, that's nice. What's in here? A skinny shelf. There's nothing in the toilet. If there was, that would be gross. There might be something in the tank, you know? Let's open that shit up. Oh, I thought that was a match. Like a matchbox, but no, just a key card. Next. Oh, I already checked all 3 toilets, you know? Nothing unusual here. What's that? There's a thermostat. Thermometer. Fuck. Can you get it off? No. It's screwed onto the wall. Huh? Fucking all of these different things. Unscrew it.
Hey, Junpei. You know why thermometers only go up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit?
Because that's really fucking hot. Junpei answered without taking his eyes off the screw.
No, I can't say I ever thought about that.
At 107 degrees, the cells in the human body start to die, and the organs begin to shut down. The proteins in your cells start to harden.
I.e., you fucking die.
It's like when you hard-boil an egg. Even if you cool it down afterwards, it won't go back to being a raw egg. In other words, it's dead. That's why thermometers don't go past 107. There's no
point. Why had Santa brought that up? Junpei wondered.
Oh yeah?
He continued to work in the screw.
But it's pretty rare for a fever to get that high.
I don't think a fever can get that high.
Even viruses and stuff don't usually drive the body temperature up to 107.
Well, the body drives itself up to the temperature to kill off the viruses. It's not that the viruses drive it up, it's the body in response to said viruses do that.
Of course, there are other external things that could.
Like what?
Well, let's see. Something like getting locked in a sauna.
Or, you know, being in Death Valley.
Or getting thrown into an incinerator and burnt to death.
Okay, that's really morbid right there.
Yeah, I guess that would get a little hotter than 107 degrees Fahrenheit.
Junpei gave a short, barking laugh. A moment later, the screw fell off. With a small tug, Junpei pulled the thermometer from the wall.
All right, I got it!
He looked up and saw Santa glaring at a blank section of the wall.
Huh? What's up?
Nothing. Forget about it.
Okay. Buddy. Santa spun around and walked off away from Junpei.
What was that all about?
No idea. But as Junpei watched him go, he didn't look angry. He looked very, very sad. Can I search this? Oh, you took the thermometer off. It says open at the bottom of the gauge. Wonder what it means. Maybe when it gets hot, something will open. Whatever. Oh, drain? Huh? Looks like there's something down there on that grate. I think it's a card. Yeah, it's a blue card. Can't reach it though. It's too deep. Yeah. If I can get this hot water on the thermometer, then maybe. Alright, the thermometer, let's get this party started. Yep, looks like that's doing the trick. There goes the gauge. And now it's at the open mark. Huh, it opened. What's this? Looks like there's a piece of paper in there. 957 plus. Okay. There's a piece of paper tied to this pipe with a wire. Notice, drainage valve operation. Please do not flush the water in these pipes. Doing so may cause the drain to overflow. Oh, fuck me. Let's go with that. Really hot water comes out of the shower. I get the feeling it might be useful for something else. Oh. Bucket. Maybe you can use the water here to fill the bucket with hot water. Hey, Seven, could you turn on the shower? I'm gonna put the bucket under the head. Okay, sure thing. Filled with hot water. There's something that looks like tar inside the bowl. If I flush the hot water from the bucket, that should clean it up. There's something that... Oh yeah, if I flush it. If I pour the water in here. Alright, let's just pour the hot water into the tank and... Looks like you filled it. Now you should be able to flush it, right? There's probably a handle somewhere on the tank that you can pull. You think so? Seriously? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It should be right there. The handle's on that side. Alright, let's flush the hot water. And there it goes. Just like a toilet should work. 185 equals. interesting. What about all this other stuff? What is this, dude? What the hell is this? Some kind of spray bottle? There's something written on it. Lumen... I can't read anything else. The label's all faded. Let me see that. He just grabbed it from him. That wasn't very nice. Oh, this is luminol. You know, forensic guys use it at crime scenes. Oh yeah, that's stuff that glows bright blue when you spray it on blood. Even if the blood's been wiped off, it'll still glow. What are you doing with the broom? Toilet paper has some weird red symbols on it. I think that may be a Scattle... Cipher. It's a fucking cipher. Cytel cipher? Cytel cipher. And I have no idea if I'm even close to pronouncing that right. What the hell is that? You wrap a piece of paper around a stick and then write several sentences on it, so that the whole paper is filled up. When you unwrap the paper, you can't tell what the original message was, right? That's how it works, more or less. Then to decipher, you gotta have a stick that's the same diameter as the original one. Same diameter as the original one, huh? Yeah. Then you just wrap the paper around that stick, and you can just read the code. Let's hope this works. What if I wrap the toilet paper around the broom? Ooh. Oh, so you just wrap the toilet paper around the broom, huh? Looks like the symbols line up perfectly. It says 634 plus. So 957 plus 634 plus... what is that? 185 equals something. But let me use this luminol on this then. Wait, you don't really think you're supposed to use the luminol here, right? Yeah, it does seem kind of weird to use it here. Maybe I should try it just in case. You never know. Left, left, right, left, right, left. Left, left, right. I assume it's this. Left, left, right. Left, right, left. Fuck. Left. Well, I did what it said on the wall. Wonder if it actually did anything. Hey, this drain's acting up. What the hell did you do? Just mess with the valves a little. Nothing big. Grab that key because I assume float. Yeah. Junpei, the card is floating. Looks like the water floated the card out of the drain. There must be water flowing through the pipe right now. The water's pouring out of the drain. Ooh, thank you. Okay, so let me look at these things again. So 185 plus 957 plus 634. Fuck. So 957 plus 634. Oh, god damn it, I don't have a calculator on me. Fucking by hand now. 776. Yes. 1776. Oh, god. God, I wish I had a calculator on me. Oh, wait, the game actually gives me a calculator. Fuck me. What if I was doing it in my head? Fuck me. I'm a fucking idiot.